I'm Phil Berman from Balance Catamarans. I'm here in St. Francis, South Africa, where it all began in 2015 when we launched our first Balance 526. It's been kind of an amazing road since then. In the last 6 years, the company has grown organically and quickly, and we've been winning a lot of awards, and it's been really exciting. When the first 526 came out, we brought it to Annapolis, Maryland, and entered it in the juried cruising world competition, and it was named the Import Boat of the Year, which is really the most prestigious award that you can win. That meant every single imported boat brought into the United States, all sailboats of any kind, catamarans or otherwise. So that was a really nice crowning achievement for us. And then since then, we've just been building and building, ever since, and it's been a lot of fun. So here I'd just like to talk a little bit about the state of balance in 2022, the changes that have taken place in the last year, and where we are as a company. The story of Balance, for those of you who are unfamiliar with it, is that I've been a yacht broker racing and selling catamarans since I was a really young kid, and I founded a company called the Multi-Hull Company, and we annually sold about 100 catamarans around the world. And over the years I attended certainly over 1,000 catamaran surveys I attended. So I had a really unique advantage in that I had a lot of customer contact. I attended a lot of surveys, so I got to see how catamarans were built and what areas failed and what areas were good, and looking at good ideas, seeing a lot of bad ideas. My brain always churning, and because I was constantly advising people as a yacht broker on which catamaran might be best suited, for their needs and their tastes. I would say that those 30 years of learning were really, really helpful to me when we decided to go ahead and start Balance Catamarans and design these boats. But what has happened over the last 20 years is that we have lost the balance. I had lost the balance between performance, comfort, and quality in the catamaran industry, in my opinion, because the industry had been so heavily focused on the charter trade for the large production companies to achieve the productions that they wanted. They really needed to design their boats first for charter and second for voyaging. At Balance, we do the reverse. We don't design our boats for charter at all. We design our boats for performance, cruising, and liveaboard sailing for couples and people that want to sail. And we also focus on producing boats that can sail to weather and on all points of sail at really nice paces of speed, to shorten passages, to make the boats safer ultimately when you're voyaging, and to make sailing a lot more fun. Many of the people that buy our boats because they come from a monohull performance background or a catamaran racing background, or they just simply love to sail. Sailing for them is not a destination activity, it's a journey, and was the old saying, it's got to be the going, not the getting there, that's good. And I think that that's how a lot of our Balance Catamaran owners feel about sailing. For them, it's a spiritual activity, and they just really, really like a boat that sails. So having seen that we lost the balance, I was just really excited about designing a catamaran that I felt achieved a balance, and working with a team of people that could help us craft that balance. And I was very, very fortunate, to pick very good business partners and team players to design a cool boat. One of the things that everybody knows Balance for is our invention of the Versa Helm. I'm standing in an all-carbon version of our 526 now at the factory in St. Francis, and you can see this cavity here, and this is where the Versa Helm works. I can tell you that the fact that there's a pivoting arm is not really what's important about the Versa Helm. The fact is that the sight lines in both places and the ergonomics of operating and using it when you're sailing down and below are what really make the difference. And the fact that you have in our boats 4 corners visibility, both up and both down. It's flattering to us that other people are trying to copy it, but we've really got it perfected, and it was one of the innovations that I wanted to see happen in the Balance Catamarans. But in the end, the devil's in the details in every aspect of design. And when we design our boats, we think about everything. How can we make sailing faster? How can we make sailing easier? How can we make maintenance easier? And how can we improve our quality on our boats? And it's a constant driving thing for us here at Balance, which I think has a lot to do with the success that we've had in the marketplace. When assembling this team for Balance Catamarans to create this innovative new brand, I was really fortunate to have had a long experience of being in South Africa and working with South Africans. As a young man, I came here with Hobie and people from around the world, and we had the Hobie Cat World Championships here in Plettenberg Bay on the Hobie 14s, which at the time was the world's most popular racing sailboat. And Hobie literally, they built all brand new boats for the World Championships here in South Africa, and we traded boats every race. And I ended up winning those World Championships, which was really a wonderful event in my life. But I gained a bond and a closeness with a lot of South Africans, and I've remained connected with South Africans in the boat building industry ever since. So when I came down here to work with Anton du Toit and Jonathan Parmon and Mark Delaney, these are individuals that I've actually known and had experiences with for years. I know of their character, I know of their commitment to quality, I know of their talents, and that really makes a big difference, because in the end, Balance would be nothing without all the workers and the great team of people that that we've assembled. So Balance has grown organically and carefully. We're a debt-free company. We've financed our growth ourselves. We've expanded production every year, really in a really careful fashion. We've worked constantly to improve the quality of our product and the service and the customer support. And I can say that when we began in 2014, we had 45 workers. And now between the two factories and the models we're building, we have over 450 workers. And it brings me enormous satisfaction to watch all these people together in these factories, crafting these boats, working together. And here in South Africa, we have this Nelson Mandela's dream of a rainbow nation where people of all colors, races, and creeds work together. And I tell you, I think if Nelson Mandela could come to one of our factories, he'd be really happy. We just have this wonderful melting pot of people, and they're all working together, and it's really, really cool to see. And it brings employment and livelihood to a lot of people. So that's a great satisfaction, for me at Balance. With the success of the Balance 526, we recognized really 3 years ago that we needed to have more models. We need to build a couple of smaller boats, and to bring the price point down so a wider range of people could enjoy, the Balance experience. So we elected to go ahead and thoroughly engineer and design an all-new 482 and an all-new 442, working with Anton and Mark Delaney in Cape Town on those models. And we, did all new tooling, and those boats are now, coming along. We launched the first 3 of the 482s, 2 of which just recently in the last couple months have crossed from Cape Town to Florida. And Golden Hour, which is our hull number 1, won pretty much every major award in all the juried competitions at the Annapolis Boat Show this past year. They won Cruising World's Multi-Hull of the Year, Sailing World's Multi-Hull of the Year, and Sail Magazine Best Multi-Hull inner size range. So really hands off to all of our teams for winning all those awards. And I'm actually here in South Africa because hull number 4 of the 482 is a boat that is going to be my own boat with Mark, and we will be sailing this boat up to Europe to attend the Le Grand Mont Catamaran show this April in France, and she'll be there all summer. So that's exciting. And then next week here, we're going to be launching the first 442 for Dave and Courtney, and we're really excited about that for them. They've painted their boat a beautiful green color, and that'll be really cool to see her go in. And she'll be coming to North America sometime early summer of this year in 2022. The pace of our order book at Balance was increasing very, very strongly a year before the pandemic. But then when the pandemic hit, it continued to accelerate. And then when we brought out these new models, it continued to accelerate more to the point now that we have over 90 catamarans under contract and build, including a new 75. And here in St. Francis, we're tooling up our new Balance 580, and the first 5 orders of which we have over, I think, 40 orders for the 482 and 30 orders for the 442. And, we're growing and we're expanding, but we're doing so at a measured pace because we need to sustain the quality of our boats. And so presently our challenge is less selling our boats than building them fast enough to supply the demand of people that really want to sail on a Balance catamaran. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, Balance 482 hull number 4, Mark Delaney and I are sharing that boat together, and we're bringing it up to Europe to enjoy with our families and show at the major boat shows. And during the pandemic, it was really difficult for Europeans, well, for just about anybody to travel and come and see a Balance catamaran. And so we're really excited to have a boat permanently in Europe for the next year or two that people can see, sail, demonstrate, because the desire of Europeans to see our boats is really, really strong. And we've taken orders from people in just about every major country there in Europe, and that we're excited to meet them all in Europe this summer. We've also sold a couple of our boats to Australians and some Kiwis. So Balance is really spreading around the world, and it's just been pretty exciting. And the family of owners has been great. One of our owners sent me a picture a couple of weeks ago of 3 Balance lined up together in Grenada at a dock stern too. And I thought, oh, that's great. They're all getting to know each other, and it's really become quite a family. In October of next year, we'll be showing the hull 1 of the 442 at the Annapolis Boat Show. And at this point, undecided whether we'll have both the 526 and the 482 or one or the other. We don't really know yet, not decided. In addition, in Europe, between the Le Grand Boat Show in April, we'll be showing the Balance 482 in Cannes, the Cannes Boat Show, which is in mid-September in France. So a lot of activity, a lot of growth, hoping to see everybody at the boat shows. It's really nice to finally make direct contact with people as the pandemic starts to ease. Let's hope it starts to ease. We're all looking forward to a life where we can go out and have dinner and have fun and get back to normal. So we look forward to seeing you in the coming months. And until then, stay in balance.